Hello soccer fans, welcome to a brand new Manchester United news updates. Hope you'll enjoy the video. Jose Mourinho has given his verdict on Ruben Amorim. Manchester United will love it. Man United are trying to make progress with a deal to install Sporting Lisbon boss Ruben Amorim as their next manager. Fenerbahce head coach Jose Mourinho has previously said Ruben Amorim has the credentials to be a coach at any club amid Manchester United's interest in his services. As reported by the Manchester Evening News on Monday evening, Amorim has agreed a deal in principle to become United's next manager. United made the decision to sack Erik ten Hag on Monday morning, less than 24 hours after the 2-1 defeat at West Ham United. As harsh as the defeat was, it has left the club 14th in the Premier League table. Amorim, who was heavily linked with the possibility of replacing Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool earlier this year, is regarded as one of the brightest up-and-coming coaches in European football. The 39-year-old has been in charge at Sporting since March 2020 and has won 5 trophies, including 2 league titles. With plenty of credit in the bank for his sterling work in the Portuguese capital, it is hardly surprising he is well respected by fellow managers and players. United captain Bruno Fernandes has previously gone on record waxing lyrical about his work. Mourinho has also hailed the former Braga boss in the past, telling MySfootball back in May that he is ready to take charge of any club in any league. Mourinho, who spent just over 2 years at Old Trafford himself, said, "I like him as a person, I like him as a coach. I think he has the conditions to be able to coach in any league and he has the conditions to be able to coach in any club. But he's in a good league and he's in a big club. The decision is his and it will be up to the clubs that want him or not, to convince him with more or less arguments. What is clear from my side is that I like the person and I like the coach." Man City #1 manager target as Ruben Amorim agrees to join Manchester United. Manchester City have been linked with a move for Sporting manager Ruben Amorim, although their preference has always been clear. Manchester City is still intent on keeping Pep Guardiola at the Etihad next season as Sporting coach Ruben Amorim agrees to join Manchester United. City have appointed Sporting's Hugo Viana as their next sporting director, taking over from Txiki Begiristain at the end of the season. Amorim will start working for the Blues in February after the winter transfer window before starting full-time after the Club World Cup when Begiristain leaves. The fact that Viana's main achievements in his role have come after taking the bold move to appoint Amorim at Sporting, and that Amorim had recently been courted for the Liverpool and West Ham jobs, added to the sense that the pair could link up again at the Etihad. Given the bond between Begiristain and Guardiola has been crucial to City's success, reuniting the pair that have done so well in Portugal seemed like a sensible option. However, Amorim, who cited Jose Mourinho as his main influence when asked about Guardiola a few years ago, has a different style to the one currently used at the Etihad and other managers of interest to the Blues. More importantly, City are interested in getting Guardiola to sign a new deal. The Catalan still hasn't decided what to do at the end of the season, but hope has grown at the club this season that he may yet commit to a decade in charge. Amorim was set to face off against Guardiola when City head to Sporting next week in the Champions League. However, the Men has reported that the coach has agreed to join United following Erik ten Hag's sacking on Monday. Man City's stance on Ruben Amorim revealed as Sporting boss in talks with Man United. The Sporting Lisbon manager is edging closer to becoming the new Manchester United manager. Ruben Amorim was never underviewed as a possibility to become the next Manchester City manager, Manchester World have been told. The 39-year-old is in the frame to replace Erik ten Hag as Manchester United boss after he was sacked on Monday. United have identified the Portuguese manager as their prime candidate, with Thomas Frank, Julian Nagelsmann and Xavi previously under consideration. A move for Amorim has, in some quarters, been seen as United poaching Pep Guardiola's possible long-term replacement. Reports in recent weeks had claimed Amorim could be in line to become the new City boss, especially with Hugo Viana set to take up a role at the Etihad from next summer. The current sporting director at Sporting Lisbon has a long-established relationship with Amorim, with the pair helping to guide the Portuguese club to a first league title in 19 years in 2021. While Amorim is considered one of the brightest young managers in the world, and was also spoken to by Liverpool as a possible replacement for Jurgen Klopp last season, City have never entertained serious thoughts about hiring him. Primarily, that is because Guardiola is still in situ at the Etihad. No decision has been made on his long-term future yet, with his contract set to expire at the end of the season. The Catalan has not committed either way on whether he'll remain or leave at the end of the season, but there's a growing feeling that a decision is imminent. Another factor in City not considering Amorim is that his style contrasts with that of Guardiola, with the current sporting boss favouring a 3-4-3 system. For City to adopt such a tactic would likely result in a major overhaul of players in the transfer market. Vincent Kompany, Xabi Alonso and Michel have all been reported as possible candidates when Guardiola does eventually leave the club. It's been a whirlwind 12 hours or so at Old Trafford and beyond as Manchester United prepare to start yet another new era. After sacking Erik ten Hag on Monday lunchtime, a succession plan has spiraled with Ruben Amorim now in line to become the club's next permanent manager, after a clear breakthrough. The Manchester Evening News understands Amorim, 39, has agreed to step into the Old Trafford dugout. It's quite the coup from United as the Portuguese was, seemingly, drawing interest from across the city. Manchester City, who have swept all before them under Pep Guardiola during his record-breaking spell in charge at the Etihad Stadium, had highly rated Amorim on their radar to potentially replace the former Barcelona man on the proviso he walks away when his contract expires next summer. As things stand, Ruud van Nistelrooy is at the wheel as interim manager. He was installed in that position by Ineos after Ten Hag was shown the door on Monday lunchtime. There's a quick turnaround for United post Ten Hag with a Carabao Cup tie against Leicester City to come at Old Trafford on Wednesday night. With the proverbial I's to dot and T's to cross, it seems fanciful that Amorim would be in post by then, even if such talks progress as planned. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.